What's up, everybody? This is Toy Addict 26, and welcome to a brand new Toy Addicts Anonymous live show. But this is a Thundertastic Thursday, folks. I'm joined by my friend Michael and Toy Sorceress from Toy Habits. We also have the Badass Reviews, Carlos, and in a short minute, we'll be getting Mega J Retro joining us as well. So there's a lot to talk about today. A lot of excitement fueling up for Thundercats fans. Super 7 has been teasing the hell out of everything for the last, I'd say, 2 weeks. And actually, I was surprised that Wave 9 went up for pre order because when I saw the image of Chilla, they've never done a preview like that where they show the full on illustration. They usually show like an elbow or some sort of teaser part of the body. But, seeing that full illustration made me question, is this reaction? Is this something else? And it was a full-blown wave. So how do you guys feel about this Wave 9?
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, I was in the middle of doing something. I didn't realize we were
no
live.
worries.
My apologies. Oh, well, welcome everybody. I'm the Toy Sorceress, partner in crime with Michael from Toy Habits. And Michael texted me yesterday when I guess he was able to get the article out about Wave 9, and I totally lost it when I saw freaking toy variant color Jaga, because that is my favorite figure. I've got him sitting right here of my vintage line, and I was over the moon when they came out with that as part of Wave 9. And I could have called this one coming out because I watched a interview with Brian Flynn probably a month or two ago, and he hinted that there were going to be some more toy variant figures, but they weren't going to be a whole wave, that he was going to mix them up in there. And he said, some of the figures already look close enough to the toy variants in the cartoon versions of them that it doesn't make sense to make them. But he said other ones are really obvious in terms of the differences and would make sense. And I immediately thought to myself, vintage toy version of Jaga's got to be one of those figures. And there you go. So I am stoked about Jaga.
Absolutely. And Michael, what's your favorite one from the wave?
I think my favorite one from the wave is Chilla. She looks amazing. Very happy that they're making more Lunatax, and she can join Alluro in the other wave when that one comes out. So
Absolutely. I was floored when they showed Alluro in the last wave. I was just like, because that was really the main Lunatac I wanted, and they actually made him first. So he'll be joining our collection by the end of the year. I'm really excited about that. And yeah, it's awesome that we're finally going to get Lunatax in figure form. I know that some figures exist out there, like my buddy Hordak MX. He does some really awesome customs, and he has those vintage style Lunatax that look great.
That's one of his heads.
Yeah, he does amazing work with heads. I've been having it on the fence, but I gotta get his Chitara head for my
that one looks great.
So much. It really enhances the figure so much. Like, it's crazy. What about you, Carlos? What's your favorite reveal?
Chill out. Also, I'm a huge Lunatac fan. To me, it's so weird because I was like, okay, I'm collecting Thundercats classics, I'm cherry picking and like some figures. I'm not collecting everything because, dude, I'm collecting everything pretty much, like all the lines. So I need to kind of like mix and match. And one of the teams I was really excited. I was like, if Super 7 create Lunatax, that's gonna be one of the teams that I need to build entirely. Because I love so much the obscure characters, and like that team to me represent pretty much. Even you have Mumra, and all these guys that are kind of like dark and scary, whatever. But to me, the Lunatax are like really freaking scary looking characters. Like everything about them is like scary, and I love the team. So I was really excited about her. I was like, wow. So they're going hard on the Lunatax. which is make me think. So what they're gonna plan with Luna, right?
Like that's gotta be a box set, man.
Yeah, she needs to come with her mount. Like it's
absolutely
by far needs to come like that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
I think.
I wonder how much it's gonna be.
Oh, I mean, we've got the Electro Charger, which was what, $150.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, Luna and her mount is probably going to be like, who knows, $75, $80.
I think Luna can be like Monster, pretty much, right?
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of division in the sense of like the whole concept of 50-50 toy colors and the others, you know, being regular releases. I really don't know why people are complaining about that, because honestly, for me, you know, being a huge Thundercats fan, I'm like all in, you know. I want every variant. I want toy colors. And let me tell you, that Jaga, Toy Sorceress, that Jaga, those colors on the new Ultimates, it just screams nostalgia to me, you know?
I know.
Those colors are just so awesome. I love how it's a completely different figure. You know, it's not it's not like it just got repainted. For example, Lion-O is a perfect example. So with Lion-O, they completely redid the head. And and they even did the claw shield just like the LJN toy. So it's not a straight repaint.
Look at Mumm-Ra. Mumm-Ra looks amazing too. I mean,
the toy colors,
it looks like a totally different figure. You know?
Yeah, that's an awesome figure. It's just amazing.
I mean, he looks.
This is the best figure I think in all of the Ultimates line, just for pure nostalgia and taking you back to your childhood. I know when I opened him up, I was blown away, and I love this figure. And just, I mean, his articulation and everything too. The joints are incredibly tight, like nice. I mean, tight in terms of, you know, it's got good ratcheting joints, and everything works perfectly well. And just, you know, we have the new pinless joints on this version of Lion-O, which is fantastic. But this is Lion-O to me. I mean, this is Lion-O. When I think of an action figure of Lion-O, this is a version.
And you know, it's funny because some eagle-eyed people have been mentioning that the Lion-O that's in that last Cat's Lair interior tease, that it's pinless. But I don't think they're going to release a figure with Cat's Lair. I think Cat's Lair is going to be a standalone piece by itself. It's already a massive thing, massive undertaking. What do you guys think about that? Do you think it was just part of the rendering, just to have them sitting there, and they didn't want pins exposed?
It will be like what, the fourth version of Lion-O, I think, right?
Listen, there's a lot of versions of Lion-O yet to be
I'm not talking about the color, the toy color Lion-O. I think first was the Mattel Creations one. The Mighty Collectors. Then the first Super 7. Then they throw the second one, right? Which is the one I have, I think. And this will be like the fourth of the same Lion-O. I mean, it looks cool. Don't make me wrong. I mean, if they release a pinless Lion-O, I will change my display for that one.
Well, I'm pretty sure that I am going to take a guess that the next Lion-O we'll see is going to be a coronation Lion-O with a crown. He'll probably be more Rankin Bass. Because if we look at the Super 7 Lion-O, it's less Rankin Bass than the Mattel Lion-O. So it'll probably be more cartoon-esque, and you'll have the cape, coronation helmet, and pinless.
Yeah.
This is the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I'm not too much of a fan of that head portrait, because it looks a little too much like an E-Man face to me.
It's more like towards realistic like approach on the figure, like more realistic, I think.
I think it veers away too much from the cartoon aspect, and it goes more into like you said, realistic. But yeah, I think that would be probably the next Lion-O we see is a coronation Lion-O. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. They should, if they make another iteration of it, it should be a variant in terms of like the character variant, and I think that one totally absolutely makes sense. I see you have Mirror Lion-O behind you, and when that one came out, I was like, oh my god, this is such a cool version of Lion-O, but I was like so bummed that my first version was the old pinned Maddie collector style.
Yeah.
And if we can get something that's like more of a classic looking Rankin Bass version of Lion-O, the cartoon version, in his classic colors, that would be great. And if he was a Coronation one, all the much better.
What I do with my Lion-O, I don't know if you can notice from there, but I have the Mattel head on the Super 7 body because I really like that head portrait better than the Super 7 ones. So there's a lot of things to work with. There's also the Arctic gear, those little kind of snow vests that they wore and stuff. And I talked to Brian like about a year ago, and I mentioned the Arctic gear ones, and he played coy, but I'm pretty sure that at some point they're planning on doing that. One thing
he
that
probably has them all in his holster.
You gotta catch them all.
Battle damage.
For me, you gotta catch them all. I want everything. I want the young Lion-O from when they're in the pod, when he gets in the pod.
Oh, that'd be great.
Ages. I want to get the children Thundercats from that episode where they all turned into little kids. I think that would be an awesome box set for like Comic-Con next year.
Oh, totally.
That's that needs to be a set for sure.
Do you guys think there's going to be a Comic-Con exclusive this year?
I think most definitely. I think they had one last year. Was a Hook Mountain Lion-O and the color change.
Yeah, it was a Frozen Lion-O.
Yeah, I was fully suspecting Chilla to be a Comic-Con exclusive because they released that image like a few weeks before, and then they just dumped the whole wave on us.
I know, right?
That would have been like that would have left a really bad taste in people's mouth.
That Frozen Lion-O is in Best Buy.
Yeah, you saw it at Best Buy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Best Buy's starting to carry Super 7 stuff now.
I saw it on my store. Like it was like 10 of them.
Really?
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I get it. There's certain things that people are not all in on, and I mean these figures are pretty expensive. $55 a pop. It adds up, And that's one thing I was hoping Mega J would join us, but I wanted to talk about the whole bonus pack. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Because I personally usually get my Thundercats from Big Bad Toy Store. So because I love the shipping. Oh, there you go. Let's add them in. What's up, buddy?
Hey,
sorry, guys. I made the stupid mistake.
No
hey, everybody! I made the stupid mistake. Just being a freaking toy tuber here, I made the stupid mistake of actually hitting render, and everything froze. So the whole like I could like I had to like anyway. How's it going?
Don't worry about it, Jay. I was trying to check something out on EE, and I changed screens. I didn't realize we went live, and I was talking to the guys with the screen yard minimized. They were like, I went back and I saw the live counter, and I was like, we were on the air.
I know.
You're good.
Just crazy.
Live cast.
Rookie mistakes. I know. Like this is where we are. So, wow, I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for having us.
Thanks to all of you for joining in the party. Yeah. I mean, like I was saying before, we're just talking about how amazing it is right now to be a Thundercats fan. I remember the day I created my Facebook page, Thundercats Classic. It was the day that all I saw was the Mattel logo merged with the Thundercats logo. That's all I saw, and that's all it took. And from that moment, I said, Thundercats Classics, this is happening. This is a dream come true. And ever since then, it's exploded. I have fans from all over the world just, happy and excited to finally see Thundercats get its due, because for a really long time, it felt like the license was cursed. Bandai took it on. I think they did a shit job with the license.
I didn't like those figures. I had one.
The vintage stuff was garbage. Everything was different proportions and scales. The only thing they did kind of right was like the LJN type of homage ones. But when they tried to go and do just standalone Lion-O and Mumm-Ra, the scales were all over the place, and then they canceled the line before you could even get the core characters. So, after that, then Mattel announced Club Third Earth, and then they're like, oh, by the way, we're making Thundercats, but by the way, Matty Collector is no more. And then it was just kind of like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So, I thought somewhere out there in Toyland, somebody had a Lion-O voodoo doll that they just kept poking with needles. You know what I mean? Because it was really bad. It was really bad. But here we are, full circle, going on 9 waves in. And if you count the exclusives, we're past 10 waves of figures that have been solicited by Super 7. We have the amazing Thunder Tank that I have back here.
It's also on sale. I don't know if anybody knows that, but it's actually on sale right now for the Super 7.
$360.
Is it still on sale? Because I think it was a 1-day.
No,
sale.
It's still on sale right now.
Oh, so they extended it.
Yeah, $360. That's not a bad price.
Yeah. However, and you didn't hear this from me, but if you use the affiliate code that Michael and Toy Sorceress have right now, you can save 10% off of in-stock items. And guess what happens to be in stock? That's $50 off. So
wow.
that is quite the thing, and free shipping. Not $89 shipping.
On top of the $90 discount, you have like 50 more. That's a lot.
So actually,
I'll give them a code. It's just Toy Habits at checkout.
Believe it or not, it actually comes up to be about $50 cheaper if you use the affiliate code from Toy Habits.
Hey,
so definitely
awesome.
use the Toy Habits affiliate code.
Shipping is a killer nowadays.
That's the problem, right? But
because
it qualifies for free shipping, and it's 10% off from in-stock items from Toy Habits, you can definitely save. And it's again, you didn't hear this from me, but it's almost $50 cheaper than the sale that's happening right now.
That's what it's all about, saving money. Because especially now that we know that a Cat's Lair is going to happen. And man, I was just asking the rest of the folks, Jay, which one is your favorite figure out of Wave 9 that just got revealed?
Yeah, you're asking me to choose between my children here. I have to go with I really do have to go with again, you're asking me to choose between my children here. I love Chilla. I think Chilla is awesome. She really is. But I have to go with the Thunder Kittens. The last 2 waves, and I'm not happy about that. The San Diego Comic-Con 2-pack was an appropriate price for those 2. I'm still I'm still upset about Snarf. I'm still upset about Wily Kitten, Wily Cat. Just basically being priced at the same price as regular figures. I know they make it look. And I love you, Brian. I do. I love you guys. I love everybody at Super 7. But come on, seriously, we could have had a Wily Kit, Wily Cat 2-pack. We could have had a Snarfer and Snarf 2-pack. These are characters that should be
together,
right? Should be put together. And
but if it's a little bit more,
if it's a little bit more than a single figure, then I'm okay with that. Yeah. As it is right now, I get it, and they were clever this time. I'll give them that. They were clever, because if you don't get all 4 figures in this wave, you don't get the four heads, right? That's a clever use of incentives. I like that. That actually is a good idea. And you know what? It doesn't seem disingenuous. It actually seems like, you get more for your value if you picked it up right now. So there, I'm kind of okay, whatever. But yeah, for me, it's got to be Wily Cat. Wily Cat.
How you feel about the heads?
About the what?
The heads.
Well, the heads are great, but here's my thing. Like, I'm all in, and I've honestly never ordered directly from Super 7. I was telling the rest of the people that basically I order all my Thundercats from Big Bad Toy Store, or I get them from Entertainment Earth. It's like one or the other, But I think that, like you said, Jay, it's a good strategy for Super 7. They have been doing that already with other Ultimates lines. They did it with G.I. Joe. And I want to say they did it with, I think they've done a mega pack twice already. I think they did one with the Joe.
They did one with Conan. They did one with Conan
and the Joes.
And the Joes. Yeah.
So they still have yet to do one with Turtles, which will probably be on the next wave. But I think it's a cool idea. And what I really love is the LJN call out on that carded blister where the heads come. Yeah, I love that.
To answer Badass Review's question, I've been getting a ton of comments with a lot of people who just don't get it. I don't think they understand that the figures still come with a swappable head each. They still come with one, right? This is another set of heads. So in total, you'll get 3 different heads, 3 different sculpts. Okay. Right. And 2 of the sculpts have glow-in-the-dark eyes, right? Which is something that they've been promising for the rest of the line. But really, they're like in total, there are only 4 glow-in-the-dark heads right now, as far as I can tell. There's a Panthro head, there's a Chitara head there, and now there's the Lynx. The Lynx the Wily Cat and Lynx.
There's an alternate Chilla portrait, and then there's an alternate Wily Cat.
No, but I'm saying the glow in the dark head, the glow in the dark eyes.
Only we have Panthro.
Yeah,
we have
Chitara.
I think Panthro is the only one that has been
Chitara. Chitara has
made available. The Chitara.
Chitara has glow. So
we have 4. Yeah, we have 4 so far.
The only one I didn't get pretty much was like the Chilla head. I don't know what was the difference. Maybe I was just overlooking.
So Chilla has 2 different heads. The first one is a stoic face where she's just kind of like, right? Yeah. The other one is a blowing head. She blows you put the effect piece into her mouth, and she's actually blowing chilled air. And the final one is a smirking, sadistic kind of face.
Very subtle.
Yeah, it's super subtle.
That was the difference I didn't notice because I was like, today I was like super busy, so I was like checking, and I was like, I don't see the difference. But I mean, maybe it's a difference, and I'm not like paying attention.
Well, it's the face that she always had in the series. She was just so sinister, and she had this, I'm better than you kind of attitude. So
she's so good. She's so good, man. I'm really excited for those Lunatax.
Yeah. Michael, I don't know if you in a Toy Sorceress, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think this is the most substantial version of the bonus pack because the other ones were kind of, I could literally leave them, but now, I think I need these.
I like that they're doing heads for an accessory pack versus I think the Joe's had a bunch of weapons and things like that, and I was like, that's all just going in the accessory, right? So I love that they're doing heads. The thing I don't like is you have to order it directly through Super 7, which I never do, but I guess they're trying. Maybe it's been successful for them to do that, so maybe they're going to be trying it with more properties moving forward.
I got a question. Why? Listen, Grun is one of my favorite characters from Thundercats, right? And I don't get why they didn't correct the hips, dude, with this version.
Well, remember, these figures are not coming out for a while, so it's gonna be, it depends on final production, but I think it's a great opportunity for them to fix that. It's just these are digital renders; these are not final prototypes or anything of the sort. So
I hope so, dude, because man, I was so mad with those hips on the regular figure.
Yeah, I think that Grun was, I guess they kind of Frankenstein him together. And he just didn't feel right in terms of like the lower body. It just felt very slim for the rest of the upper body. So I just thought maybe it just felt off, So I'm definitely with you in the sense that I think they should take this opportunity to work on him and maybe modify those hips. And
I love that version. That version.
Well, this is the toy version, the LJN, and then we got the LJN toy version,
really love
Jaga,
because it's so like I love the actual armor, how it looks, so shiny.
I know a lot of people have been commenting that he's very light on the accessories, because if you think about it, the first Grun was in the $45 category, and he brought so much more stuff, and this one just brings the the knuckle attachment, and the other weapon, and that's it. So he's very light in terms of an Ultimates figure. It's very light for what it brings.
I wanted to comment on that because a lot of people complain, like Lino only came with his claw, alternate head, and his Sword of Omens, but the whole point is to make this an homage to the vintage figure.
Right.
The vintage figures didn't come with any other accessories.
Exactly.
So it's kind of odd to like make up accessories that would have went with the vintage figure if that's what it's supposed to be, the toy variant of it. So I think that's the reason. And I know Brian Flynn's been asked this question too, but given that, maybe the price point should have been a little cheaper on it.
Yeah.
Maybe make it $50 or $45 because it doesn't have all those extra pieces.
Right.
And I get, keeping that true to the original. And what I was going to also add was on Groon, because it's supposed to be a recolor or repaint, and they're trying to keep their costs down, obviously, for tooling. Maybe all they really need to do is redo his little shorts so that it covers those hips, and that's it. So they don't have to re-engineer the entire lower body of the figure. If they just make his shorts a little larger and cover up, the exposed hips, he'll look great. So Super 7 still has the opportunity to do that, and I don't think that would cost them very much and break the bank.
That's what I told Jorge, because you've seen all these figures like Lion, for example. You see his shorts, like it covers like pretty much everything, right? Just make those shorts a little bit longer, and that's it.
Exactly, because he's got like dolphin shorts right now. they're really short.
They're like wrestling trunks. Actually, if you pull up Groon's like official image with the cat's lair in the background, they actually did a nice job hiding the hips when they posed him.
Yeah.
So,
which one? Can you put it?
Yeah, they really did.
I was wondering.
He's kind of forward.
I was wondering too, like just like Toy Socialist mentioned, we know for a fact that Panthro has shorts. You know what I mean? He's like because most of us had to replace them.
That one.
So wouldn't it work? Wouldn't it work just as well just to add those shorts onto Groon right now? I think that would work just fine.
Just make it
Look at the pose. Look at the pose. The pose was priceless.
Yeah.
So do you guys?
They hid that one.
Do you guys sense that perhaps we're getting our first look at the Cat's Lair playset prototype behind him?
That's a digital render for sure.
It is.
It is a digital render, but
it is.
It's very different from the previous wave solicitation.
You say the size wise, right?
Yeah, scale wise, and we have a better example here with John.
I know, Jay and I both did some photoshopping to do some measuring work to see if we can guess how big the Cat's Lair is, and I actually took. If you go on my Instagram page, but it's not a big deal. I drew a measurement of Jaga being 7 inches, and when I calibrated that, because I have some PDF software, I went and then I turned it and did a dimension on the claw.
You can share it
between the two grooves of the claw was 4 inches, because probably the claw itself is probably 3 1/4 or something like that, like the finger of the claw. So then I used that dimension on the larger image of the whole Cat's Lair from the outside, and it made the claw 10 inches wide, which is huge.
So I'm thinking this thing is going to be minimum of between 35 to 36 inches tall. So we're clocking close to 3 feet in height, if not more.
Snake Mountain?
Based on like that simple image that we saw of Lionel at the control center. It's safe to say there's going to be 3 levels of play for this thing. What do you guys think is going to be on those other 2 levels?
I think
that's a good question.
The table room.
Yeah.
The sword room, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe the sword room is like maybe behind one of the claws or something like that.
I would love to see
off to the side. I don't know if it's going to be.
I'd love to see the weapons chamber. Definitely the council table with the 7 chairs. And
what about the lab?
Hopefully, like maybe like a workbench for Panthro or like a lab for Tigra with beakers and bottles and stuff like that.
I'm looking at the comments. Giraffe says a training room with a scratch post.
Snarf room.
Classic. That's classic.
Snarf room.
So Matt Hatter, friend of our channel, Matt Hatter, both of our channels, has actually said in his video that he's actually been talking with somebody, and he did confirm, according to, and again, this is all rumor. We don't know for now, but we do know. Like we do know that it does have the war room. We know that it's got the big screen. It's got the two. It's got the two computer consoles, right? And according to Matt Hatter, and again, I'm just paraphrasing here, but he said that the Thundercats, the Sword of Woman's chamber is going to be there. That's what he did say. He said that was going to be there. He did say that the council chamber will be there. So, well, along with the round table and all. I don't know if it's going to be 7 chairs, but it's going to be a lot of chairs. So it's going to be quite a few chairs. And then he said perhaps. He didn't say 100%, but he said perhaps Panthro's workshop. That's what he said. So almost everything you guys mentioned is what he mentioned as well. I'm gonna have to turn
that's incredible.
A buddy of mine made these for me.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
A few months ago, he actually made the council table and chairs. I don't know if you noticed a picture that I posted on my page a few days ago, where it's like Lionel running towards the council table, and there's like the mutants are attacking. That's a picture that he took before he shipped these to me. But he made like a whole diorama. He did like a 3D print of the backdrop, but he hasn't shipped it to me yet. So I'm gonna have some sort of display, I'm pretty sure, before the Cat's Lair arrives, because it's gonna be a hot minute before we get that.
Do you have a figure next to that chair, so can we see like the size?
Yeah, I think he did it.
Because having 7 chairs like that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
They're big. So what I was going to say is, Jay, I think me and you both did kind of the same exercise, but we went ahead and measured that door being roughly a little over 7 inches, so that one of the figures could fit in it, in the center, in the council, or right before the control room. And then when I scaled that, I got 34 inches for the playset by 27, which 34. Is huge.
Yeah. So compared to Snake Mountain, how big?
Yeah. So Toy Addicts, what I did was I'm sharing one of my screens. If you can just throw it up.
Hold on.
So Toy Social, I'm on Toy Habits on Instagram. Is that the one you wanted, or do you want? Okay.
Or that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
the one with the measurements on it of the exterior and the 4 cats in front of it.
If you look at the you might have to scroll up because it's actually on the 2nd level.
I see it.
Yeah, there it is.
Here we go.
All right, where should I go?
Scroll down. I could present it too, but keep going. This is just in the last few days. Okay, right there where you see the outside of the Cat's Lair with the dimension on it.
Outside.
That one.
Okay.
So you see if the door is at least 7 inches to fit the figure, slightly over 7 inches. This is what the Cat's Lair would scale at.
2 foot 10 inches. Yep.
2 foot 10 tall, but 2 foot 3 wide.
Almost 3 feet. Wow.
27.
Now the thing with that though is like we're looking at almost like we're basing the figures on height. So for example, we got to clear them through the door, but obviously they're not going to have the ceiling right above their heads.
No, that's why I'm saying it was at minimum.
Yeah.
At minimum, to have them fit through the door, the minimum height would be this big. It might be bigger because they might have much more clearance, but we're talking about at minimum a 34 by 27 inch play set.
It's a monster.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it is a monster, 100%. And I went ahead and just did some fun, just because I was bored out of my mind, and I sort of actually did a little bit more photoshopping here, where we can sort of kind of see how the layout will be. Now the staircase is way too forward. It's probably going to be recessed back, But in terms of this, the claws are definitely going to be foreshortened. They're not going to be nearly as long as they were in the cartoon. That's impossible, right? But this kind of gives us a really nice view as to what's possible for this playset. And I'm really excited for what we have here. And of course, if we go back and take a look at Jaga, I mean, Jaga's standing right on top of one of the paws, right?
Yes,
that's insane, right? So this set is this set is huge. It's absolutely massive.
Scaling off that, I measured that one of the little fingers on the paw was about 4 inches wide from center to center of that crease. In it.
So, Jay, now that you mentioned like that, you show that image with the set, that one right there. You think maybe like the box is gonna come with like some cardboard so you can put like the mountains next?
Oh, that's the other thing that Hatter actually mentioned.
A diorama.
He meant actually
really?
Hatter mentioned that you know how Snake Mountain closes, you know how Castle Grayskull closes.
Yes.
Hatter mentioned that there are 2 flaps on the back that close like this, and then they open up, and on one side is a mountain, on the other side is a mountain.
Oh wow!
So it's actually a full diorama piece. Now again, this is all speculative until we
exactly. But that makes a lot of room for everything what we were talking about.
True, very true.
Yes.
I also have a source, and it sounds like it's the same source that Mad Hatter has. And yeah, that's what he told me. That blew my mind. But also, there's going to be a severed head option.
What?
From from episode 20, when the Cat's Lair gets destroyed. So you're going to be able to remove the head, and it's going to be a battle damage collar.
Okay. Because I figured the head was going to be removable anyway, but they're including a battle damage.
Wow!
That's crazy. God! Any talk of electronics in the head, because we've got all these glowing eyes.
Yes, definitely needs to have lights.
So I asked if there's going to be, because I think it would be awesome, like the bat signal, where the Thundercats emblem could project out, not only light up, but project out, like when they get the call. And the designer said that he did a light source that should be able to project, but he's not sure if they're going to go with that option. But there's definitely lights. He mentioned something about a sensor. Not sure how the sensor is going to work.
Wow.
But light up eyes, light up chest emblem. I believe this is going to come.
The more you talk, the more you talk poetic, the more concerned I'm getting. I'm seeing.
Are any of you guys thinking about like the HISS tank, the HasLab HISS tank that like projected the Cobra logo?
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
It's possible they can do the same thing with the Thundercats logo on the chest.
Again. It's very possible. Now, another thing is that this thing is going to be so big that it's going to supposedly come in 2 separate boxes.
What? Okay,
so,
that is not. I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because Snake Mountain, like anyone who bought Snake Mountain knows just how big this box is. The only reason I could see them doing 2 separate shipping boxes, again, it would need to. It just, to me, logistically, it doesn't make sense. Why would you want to ship them something that big in 2 sets? You'd have to pay for shipping twice. To me, I don't see it.
What it might be is that, because the person that told me, he didn't go into a lot of detail, but what it might be is just like there's going to be the box art, right? The big main box. Sure. And then inside, there's going to be 2 inner boxes.
Housing the
different thing entirely. But it's funny you mentioned Snake Mountain. I don't own Snake Mountain, but I know it's a beast. But I feel like Cat's Lair is going to be what Snake Mountain is wide as far as height. That's the way I feel as far as scaling. I think the foreshortening is going to be mainly done on the front as a facade, because the front is more like a display area. There'd probably be like the paws where you can display figures on there, probably on the stairway. But I think they're focusing on the back end. That's where all the fun's going to happen. I think that's where they're going to have like a lot of inner space and a lot of play area for display.
Mm-hmm.
So unlike Snake Mountain that has kind of nooks and crannies everywhere in the back and the front, I think, the party's going to be in the back at Cat's Lair.
So I agree. I think the party is going to be in the back.
Party in the back.
No. Michael, why don't you go? Because honestly,
give me a second, guys. Give me a
I
second.
was just making a stupid funny joke. I was saying it's like a mullet. It's like a party.
Canadian class. That's how that works. Nice. But here's my concern with that. I mean, like I don't mind what you're saying, but the problem is okay. So let me try and illustrate. This is going to be tough, but let me try. All right. So this is Snake Mountain, right? That's Snake Mountain.
A piece of it, yeah. It's so big we can barely see it.
There. Okay, so that's Snake Mountain.
It's proportion.
It's absolutely massive. Now I'm standing right here, okay, and it's on a table which is, I guess, 3 feet up. I think maybe 2.5 feet. And if I tilt it just so so slightly, I'm not even joking. This is pretty much to the top of my head right now, like right here.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about where I am. Right? This thing is absolutely gigantic. All right, and the base. All right, the base is, where's my measuring tape? I just had it. The base is, if you want to go end to end, I just happen to have measuring tape. I was at a job site. The base is 44 inches long. If the Thundercat, if the Cat's Lair is 44 inches long, the height would be absolutely gigantic. Yeah. That would be like, excuse my mess.
So I think that would be 27 by 34 is a much better proportion.
Yeah, I'm my thought process, for me anyway, and even Toy Sorceress, if you bring the graphic back up, my thinking is that, because again, we all did some sort of finagling here, right? If the characters do fit under the doorway, whether or not it's plus minus, probably not that much bigger than that, though. I don't think that they would waste space going any higher than that, right?
Exactly.
If we go by what's it called, Beastman's height there, right? Which I illustrated in my video, and we measure it here, right? That is about to scale. And then if you scale that up relative to this door, the door is pretty much what we're basing everything off of. The door is the most important part. And if you scale that up, it almost reaches the same spire, nearly as much. I imagine this thing will probably be either this high or exactly to the tip of Snake Mountain, which is just absolutely massive.
Jay, let me ask you a question. Do you have handy? Do you have a measuring tape?
I just measured this.
All right, so check this out. 35 inches in height.
35 inches in height. Okay, hold on.
29 inches plus, so it's 29 plus inches in width.
Yep.
And 32 inches in depth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
so I was pretty close.
So 29
those are the specs that I have.
Okay, so 29 inches is exactly the spire.
Okay.
What did you say? You said 34?
35?
35 plus.
Okay, 35 plus. To the top of the tip of the Snake Mountain, it's 38 and a half.
38 and a half.
At the very tip of Snake Mountain, at the top of Snake Mountain,
okay.
It's 38 and a half. What was the width you said?
The width is 29 plus, so I guess between 31 inches.
Okay, 29 plus is right where Skeletor's throne is, right in the middle of Skeletor's throne.
Okay.
Do you see on the let me right here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right there.
So it would be from there to the other corner.
To the other corner. And then it actually, we're pretty, I think if I were to say so, Toy Sorcerers and I are pretty close. This is like, I think this one's a little bit small, just a tiny bit smaller, but we're basically there. If
I was 34 by 27.
This is going to be a little bit bigger. It's probably going to be another 5 or 6%, probably up to here.
And 32 32 plus inches in
Depth. Let me check if that'll fit.
That's where the party is at.
Yeah.
In the back.
So big.
That's because of
that is not going to fit on any table. Holy crap!
I was going to say
how deep?
32 plus.
32 inches deep.
Plus. What the hell?
That's killing me.
Well, I'm guessing. I'm
really
guessing
deep.
the biggest measurement is going to be the lower level, right? So it's going to be kind of like a pyramid. So the first level is the one that's going to max out at those 32 plus inches.
But remember, you need to count.
That's not going to fit.
Legs, you know.
Everyone's going to have their claws dangling off the edge of a table.
You're going to need like a coffee table, or you're going to have to put it on the floor in your collectibles.
Okay. Did we lose Michael? Did Michael?
He said he was going to have to drop off. I don't know if he already did, but he did mention he would be dropping off a little earlier.
Oh, yeah.
He needs he's doing some drum classes or something like that.
No worries.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the specs I got. Eyes light up, collar logo lights up, and the computer screen lights up.
He's backstage.
So
Michael's backstage.
You can bring it back in. So here's what I'm thinking. Okay, here's what you can get rid of the graphic now. Here's what I'm thinking.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Thanks. Yeah. My internet dropped for a sec. Apologies.
No worries.
If you wanna drop the, I'll just do it. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Because I don't think like the width that you talked about, that thing is not going to fit on any freaking table I own. All right, I don't think anybody's table is going to fit that monstrosity. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if the claws are telescopic. I'm wondering if they actually move,
retract.
Yeah, well, I wonder if they can come in to get close, and then they can extend to get the proper distance.
Speaking of the claws, I got more info.
Oh Jesus!
Oh man.
Let's see here.
All right, Toy Socials. Let's see if you were right. What is the
10 inches per claw?
Yeah.
10 inches.
What is
10 inches per claw? Okay.
Yeah.
So there are cannons under each arm with a base with pegs for figures.
Sorry, say that again.
There's rotating cannons housed under each arm.
Underneath.
Under each paw.
Okay. I'm digging it.
And let's see. Trying to see what else is here.
I wonder if that's an homage to the JLN.
There's going to be 2 pods left and right with interchangeable screen panel double-sided art.
Okay, that's cool. So it's artwork on this side and artwork on this side.
Main computer has a sliding screen.
Ooh.
So you can slide different.
You got all of that.
Yes.
Yes. I was going to share this graphic while you're reading that.
Yes, I was predicting that.
Oh, there's no graphic; it's just text.
Oh no! I was going to share something.
I was saying when I was doing my overview of the screen, I said that there's a tiny flap. There's a tiny peg on the top of the screen. I figured you could clip that off, open it up, and slide it down.
I'm trying to see where I had that 10-inch. I had it. I had the size of the other claw, but I guess it didn't. Oh, here it is. So that was the 4 inches right here.
Okay.
Based on Jaga being 7. Because this is a close-up image. I think it's a pretty good scale off of this. And then if that's the case, if you got one claw from the indents right there for the finger, that measured to be about 10, which is huge.
Yeah, that is massive. That is ridiculous.
That is huge.
Brendan Barnes says there's no friggin' way this is gonna go for under $500.
Oh yeah,
500. No.
Under. He says there's no way it's going to go for under 500. No.
Oh yeah. Snake Mountain was 750 shipped, right?
Yeah, 700. Yes.
Wasn't that like
600 plus
5 years ago, more or less? It's about 5 years ago.
No. That was 4 years ago. Like not even
4 years ago. Okay,
before COVID.
But it's pre-COVID. A lot of stuff has changed. Mm-hmm. So production costs has changed. Shipping has changed, so I don't think this thing will be any less than $800.
Yeah.
I was going to ask a question for everybody, including the chat. Given all of the specs that we just heard about the Cat's Lair that Toy Addict just read off, what's everybody's guess in the group and in the chat on price? Now that we know all this,
I said 900.
I'm agreeing with Brennan. Yeah, $799 sounds about right.
$799, yeah.
Yeah, I'm well, Michael.
Like that 1 penny makes it better that it's not $800.
That's how it works
mentally to all of us.
That's the game they play.
But
Michael,
of course.
what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna do $649.99.
I am.
Oh my god! I wish.
I'm with Michael. I'm with Michael, and there's a whole bunch of reasons why I'm with Michael. But Toy Addict, what's your thought?
Well, I mean, it's not that I want it to be like really expensive, of course, but realistically, just because how things have changed, production costs, because we're just kind of focusing on what the imagery that we've seen, which is just the facade in the front, but we don't know how many accessories, furniture, all sorts of stuff is going to be in the back, plus the mountain option, with the opening flaps. I mean, there's so much play value and stuff. Like, it sounds like it's going to be a very expensive piece. I spoke to Brian about Cat's Lair, I don't know, maybe a little bit over a year ago, and we equally decided that if it were to happen and the Thunder Tank were to fit under the paws, it would be the size of a golf cart, right? So
Yeah.
It's not something that could happen. But this thing is massive. It's just,
It is massive.
We're thinking about the front. The back is going to be where the main real estate of this playset, lies. So imagine having a table that seats 7 Thundercats. That alone takes up so much real estate space. You know what I mean? So I'm just thinking, I don't know. I just hope they have really flexible payment options, because with Super 7, you have the shop pay option, but they kind of force you to pay everything in like 2 months or 3 months, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You got to do like bi-weekly payments. Yeah.
So
I'm hoping they work on something a little more flexible, because it's going to be a big expense.
Yeah. So a couple of things. Here's my rationale on this, and I'm happy. I want everyone to chime in on this. First of all, if they touch anything over $800, they're dead in the water. No matter how many fans want this, even an idiot like me, okay, I'll make it happen. I will make it happen. I already paid. Plus, I almost paid $900 for my Snake Mountain because I live in Canada. Okay, wow. So I will pay it. All right, but that's Canadian. All right. There's a barrier. There's a ceiling which people cannot go over. Okay, and with how's it called? With 3.0, not 3.0. What's it called? Blitzwave Voltron. That nearly broke me. That nearly broke me in half. I did not buy it. I waited for it to go on sale. I had to, right? Because it was going to be for me almost $900 shipped, right? It would have been absolutely astronomical. Even Daiku Maru, Guy King, I had to wait until that thing went on sale. There was no way I could, it was $1,100 Canadian.
That was really expensive.
Yeah, by the time that got here, it was $1,100. That was absolutely, and I did it, and I was actually thinking about doing it. Anything over 800 US, I think people are just going to balk at it. It's just not something people can like. In this, it would be different pre-pandemic, or heck, I'll just go ahead and say it stupidly. During the pandemic, when there was, like people had nothing to do, they were at home, they had no other things to do. People were buying toys. People were buying toys like left. Yeah, there you go.
Stimulus money, baby. Stimulus money.
People were buying toys. I wasn't going to say it, but people were buying toys left, right, and center, right? Or video games, or whatever it is that they could to distract themselves. That was a complete, there was just so much doom and gloom around that time. Things changed, right? as it is right now, people are worried about food. People are worried about their electricity. People are worried about, putting gas in their cars. It's a different world right now, right? So $800, you're going to have divorces over this thing. Like, I'm not even joking about that. Like, people are going to get separated. Like, that is the truth. I'm telling you. Right?
Testify, Mega J.
So here, I'm on my soapbox right now. And I will say this: the Snake Mountain. If people didn't realize this, it was actually done on I think it was a 6-month payment plan, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I have it in the records. They used a specific they used a specific payment processor, and again, it was $100, $150 shipping, which was just absolutely astronomical. Today, the Thunder Tank, which is a beast, okay, it's a freaking beast. It's like $90 to New York, okay, and so basically from the warehouses in California to New York, $90. That's $60 difference in shipping costs. That's a lot, right? Yeah. So as long as they have the shipping in place, as long as they have all those agreements in place, as long as they have a payment plan, and as long as it comes in under $700,
yeah, it's gotta be.
I'm a sub $700 plus shipping. Okay, I'll my ceiling is $7. That's not true. I'm an idiot. but most people's ceiling is $700. There, I said it. Okay, so that's how that works. I'm an idiot, so I will do stupid things. But most people are gonna balk at $7.
700 cheap it.
Right.
700 shipped.
No, 700 plus that shipping. That's
I think 700 plus is more realistic.
800.
Obi-Wan says 650 to 750 with shipping, but certainly capped at 800. So I think honestly, like you said, Jay, if they have the right logistics in place in terms of shipping, payment plans, and everything, I'm just curious because it's such a big undertaking to do. I never thought this day would come that we would have a Cat Slayer playset.
Oh, heck no!
I'd rather bend over backwards to get one than not get one at all.
Yeah.
So I'm one which I'm sure it's a much smaller crowd, but I'm one where I'll pretty much kind of pay whatever to own one. Not to say like whatever, but if it's like $1,500, I can't. But I just don't want to miss out. I think that's like the ultimate Thundercats fan grail piece that's ever going to exist. But
do you have room for one in your toy room?
Listen, I'll make room. You'll make room. Trust me. I'm very, I'm attached to my collectibles, but the ones that are like attached at the hip are my Thundercats. Everything else kind of find it in home.
Yeah, there's stuff you'll have to probably get rid of, but like a lot of us out here collect so many different lines that
that's the scary thing. That's the scary thing. I started. That's why I coined myself Toy Addict 26 because I was like, I still do here and there at the Hot Toys, Marvel Legends. I just picked up the Iron Studios Slide statue. So I feel your pain. I'm all over the place, but when it comes to 80s nostalgia based collectibles, so like my Silverhawks, my Motu, Thundercats, that's kind of like the most near and dear stuff to me.
Yep.
Tell me about it. I bought the Eternia playset, dude.
Yeah. So did I. I don't know where the heck that's going.
I did too.
Yeah, so did I. It's just gonna sit in a box until I.
I don't have space on my toy room, dude. My wife built this toy room for me not to have toys in the house. So
I can only keep them in here.
She's a keeper.
I took the smallest bedroom in the house, unfortunately, and that's all I get.
I have a 10 by 10 room for my toys in my garage.
Yep.
That's good.
She's a keeper. He's a keeper. Toy Addict, if you want to throw this up, this was a concept that was constructed a number of years ago. This was years ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this was years ago. A friend sent this to me again, and this was the first go at a viable concept, and this was actually for I think this was originally for the LJN figures, like way back in the day, right? So we know that this is not, how it's gonna run, but the idea, some of it's funny how some ideas like this is basically real now. You know what I mean? Like they have the two pods on the left and right, and the main screen, right, with the chair. So this idea did come true. We don't know how long the platform is, but I think this is very viable. The actual council chambers, that's very possible, right? And then, like you said, the third level and up, we'd have to really see how those end up playing out. But but the claws are a bit foreshortened. You can see that, right? But I mean, yeah, it's so exciting right now. It's just ridiculous. Just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, talking about the table, like Jorge said, like you don't actually need real estate on the actual Cats layer to put the table, because you can do the same thing Super 7 did with Snake Mountain. I mean, you don't have space. I mean, if you want to put all these guys on the table, you need to put it like on the actual floor. Like it's not using real estate from the Snake Mountain. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah, no, you're making sense. I mean, if you want it on the floor, if you close Snake Mountain, right? If you close Snake Mountain, it's still smaller than 32 inches. 32 inches is huge.
So deep.
It's huge. I think deep. Snake Mountain, if you close it, is about 26 inches, just about 2 feet.
Wow. But my question is, they're measuring that with the paws also, because
I'm thinking yes. I am almost 100% certain they're measuring it.
Yeah, that also.
They're going to have the paws are going to be dangling off.
They're going
to.
I want to mention with this example that Jay shared. If we look at the design in terms of the back, from what we've heard about the opening panels with the mountains, that would mean that when you close those, it should be flat on the back. So I'm thinking everything we see here exposed is going to be on the inside of the playset.
Yes, that's the idea. So these sections here are longer. They're going to be further back.
Right. That's going to go deep in, and that's going to build out the front facade, the stairs, and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's unfortunately, guys, I did get confirmation that there will not be any official reveal until San Diego Comic-Con.
Damn.
So, I probably figured as much.
We are on. We're just going to be on pins and needles for another 2 whole weeks, which kind of sucks.
It's going to be this year's Eternia, because last year we all drooled and freaked out when we saw Eternia on display. And this year, it's all going to be about Super 7's Cats Lair booth, right?
The same case.
I'm just wondering, like, in terms of display, because the way Super 7 usually does their displays is they got like these glass kind of cases. That's going to have to be like a centerpiece in plexiglass or something, because that's not going to fit in a glass case unless they have it like just exposed and surrounded by security, like security ropes and stuff like that. But man, I would love to be there for that reveal.
Eternia was actually behind a huge glass aquarium.
Yes.
Similar to what they do with Barbie playsets in Macy's.
Yeah, it would fit, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think it would be awesome if they went the Mattel route or like the Hasbro route, where they'll not only have the playset, but they'll have like the Thunder Tank, they'll have like a diorama, and they'll have all the figures displayed.
That would be a selling point. I mean, if you have a display like that, that's going to inspire people to invest in that thing, right?
Yeah.
Toy Sorceress, do you have a classic Thunder Tank beside you somewhere?
Right here.
Okay. How? So here's a question. You said the paw was 10 inches, right?
Yeah.
How wide is the classic Thunder Tank?
Oh, it's so funny.
Let me grab my tape measure.
Well, that'll definitely fit under the pod.
Let me grab my tape measure, and I'll tell you in just a second.
That would be insane if that could fit underneath, right?
I'm pretty sure it's going to.
I'm wondering if they could put.
And you know what? I bet you Brian's gonna be like, hey, he's always being funny. He's like, hey, you can't put the Ultimates tank.
Yeah.
But you could put the retro tank in there.
That is so cool. And
now depends on how they're gonna make the canyons, like underneath the pod.
I'm thinking that that's a callback to the LJN, because you could actually put the two cannons in the paws in the LJN, and I'm thinking that they're probably going to be stuck on the top, so you can just like when the paw's all the way up, you can have the cannon pointing out.
They open.
Yeah. Like they're going to be at the top of the paw.
Well, what I heard is it's going to be like turrets. So there's going to be the cannon and like a turret on each side for the figures. But yeah, it's interesting because now we can sit and watch flashback episodes and kind of see. I was watching episode 20 myself yesterday, just preparing for this chat and just looking at how that robot mutant destroyed Cat's Lair, like ripped off the head and everything. It's huge. I mean, there's so much housed in there. There's even like underground bunkers underneath Cat's Lair. But, it's just a massive fortress.
It is.
I had to go get the measuring tape, but so the length of this is 13 inches roughly, and then the width.
Here we go. I'm thinking 8 inches.
It is about 7.5.
Oh, yes,
so close. That was so close.
So could you imagine being able to park this thing underneath the cloth?
Oh yeah, that is awesome.
I think it's a definite. I think it's a definite.
I think it was planned. I'm with Toy Addict. I think that was a planned.
Yeah.
Because now you can put they never made the feliner, but you can put some of the other vehicles like the claw grabber and all those other vehicles that were released. They can all fit under the paws. I think
it would be cool if they did something on the inside, depending on what kind of direction they're going to take with the first level. But if they did something where like there could be stickers along the inside that illustrate like a parked Thunder tank and a parked feliner, you know what I mean? So you just kind of see those in the background inside the playset. I think that would be like a nice little Easter egg. Even though we're not going to physically.
Like if you like on the back side on the inner side of the on the inner side of the first level, you could there are windows that look into the claws. Yeah, that would be.
Oh yeah,
that would be very, very cool.
Yeah. Now this thing is a beast, and I don't know. I'm scared to see the price tag. I'm pretty confident it's going to get made. I'm sure Brian is not going to go and produce something that he thinks is going to fail, I think the Thunder tank must have sold pretty well for him to feel confident enough to try to make this beast happen,
I think so too. I think so too.
Because honestly, I thought what we were going to see this year was going to be like a Mumra's Tomb playset. Never in my wildest dreams that I think we were going to see a Cat's Lair.
Oh, I know. I absolutely didn't think that, and I thought if they attempted to do it, that maybe they were going to do that 1/3 scale, like the vintage version, so that it's kind of affordable for everybody and they have room, because the vintage figures and the new ones, they scale to the same height.
Yeah.
So I would have been perfectly happy with that.
Michael had to drop off. He just said that he had to go pick up his daughter. So
yeah, he had told us ahead of time.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah. But so. I don't know. I'm just blown away. Jay, we were talking before you jumped in about a Comic-Con Thundercats item. Do you think there'll be one this year?
I think this is it. But if you're talking about a Comic-Con exclusive,
it doesn't look like it.
I don't think so. I mean, I was when I was attending Comic-Con, they never actually had any real Comic-Con exclusives for Thundercats. They usually maintain their reaction figures, and I think that they were smart about that. I think Hook Mountain. I think Lion of Hook Mountain was the only. Was he at a San Diego Comic Con?
Yeah, he was exclusive with the G.I. Joe BAP.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. And of course, Toy Habits has discovered that that's no longer the case. You can actually find it on Entertainment Earth right now. But anyway, for $20. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, there's those new listings of reaction figures I just found yesterday. Right?
We saw it. It's mostly
Hook Mountain. Yeah, there's Hook Mountain Lion-O, the reaction figure, Ghost Jaga, which is going to be really cool to have a little like translucent Jaga. Invisible Tigra, which is awesome also. Yeah. So again, another translucent Tigra, and then glow in the dark Mumra.
Yep.
Those are really fun. Like that's going to be a fun little display. I've got the reaction figures up here, but that's going to be awesome.
I would have thought that those were the San Diego Comic Con exclusives myself.
I was going to say the same thing. I mean, that would be really neat.
That would have been a great set. Yeah. You put a 4 set like that, you're done. That's a San Diego Comic Con exclusive set right there.
Right there.
That would have worked perfect for me. I would have grabbed it.
I hope that we get the Thundercat children box set for next year. When they got turned into little kids.
Very cool. The problem with that is it's not a very good exclusive for them because that's a set anyone would buy. So I'm pretty sure they're going to release that eventually. And B, that's brand new tooling from the ground up, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just for an exclusive, I don't think.
Yeah, they're going to want to resell. They're going to want to resell it. Either
you think they would do them as a 4-pack, or you think they would do them as double packs, like two packs?
I think you're probably right. I think they would. They might even just do them as singles, and whenever they sell out, they sell out. That happens often too, right? Like that happens all the time. And if we go by the track record of Snarf, we're at that point where they're going to sell them with a bunch of accessories and at full price. I mean, that's
you know what? I know you mentioned you were kind of like iffy about Snarf, but I like the approach they took because Snarf is such an iconic character, and he has so much character in terms of his expressions and just his overall performance on the cartoon, that I love the fact that I have multiple portraits. I love the fact that they did him where he could stand up on his tail. He can hold the Sword of Omens in his tail. Like all those little things that they couldn't have pulled off if they would have thrown him up as a multi-pack. And then with the kittens, I think it's an awesome approach as well, because what they did, which I asked Brian about that about a year ago, I was like, what approach are you taking with the kittens? Are we just going to get the Maddie stuff repacked? And he was, he played coy to it, but that's kind of what I was expecting, is that they were going to revisit the kittens. They scaled them up a little bit because some people argue that the kittens from Mattel were a little too small. And so they scaled them up. They made them more Rankin Bass accurate. And they have these new bases that resemble kind of like the hover, either like smoke track that's being left behind, So I love the fact that we're not just getting the Maddie figures again, and we're instead getting brand new tooled Wile E. Kid and Wile E. Cat with a bunch of extra parts and heads and stuff like that, because that's what the Ultimates brand is all about. I know a lot of people would rather have more of like a NECA approach where it's like one head, maybe a couple alternate hands, and it's $30. But Super 7 is more like a boutique kind of company. So they don't produce the level of numbers of product that like Hasbro or Mattel produce. And I think that's why we pay, a heftier price for these figures. In the long run, we're going to see stuff clearanced. I right now have seen some Ultimates go down as low as, I think I saw the Ultimates Prime at Big Bad Toy Store for $24.99. So,
Pantro it was really cheap on Amazon. I got this guy for $32 on Amazon.
Yeah. So
I just ordered Mirror Lion-O for $27 on Amazon.
Where?
2 days ago. Mirror Lion-O.
Oh, wow.
The one behind you. $27. He's coming today.
So Toy Story says, do you want to take a stab at this first, or like, because I have my thoughts. I don't know. Like,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Snarf is okay.
Please.
So first of all, I've always defended. Not even defended. I'll say I understand. And you know what? I buy Super 7 products. If I don't, they need to finish this freaking line for Conan. Okay, they do. And I'm so glad that Lair is coming. I'm so glad Subutai is coming. I'm so glad so many guys are. But one thing I'm so glad for, and I'm so grateful for with Brian Flynn, is that he's taking the chances nobody else has dared to take. He's buying the licenses nobody else has even tried to market. Okay, and he's taken a bath. I'm not even joking about it. He's taken a bath on half of these. Okay, like seriously, he really is. Yeah. People just don't want to accept. They know it in their heads. All right, there's something that really sucks about people. I've done it. You've done it. Everyone's done it. People do not want to accept a $30 action figure. They don't. That's just not something anybody wants, right? When they see $55, which used to be $45, right? They're like, oh my God, why is it so expensive? Well, it's so expensive because Super 7 only moves 3,000 pieces or 10,000 pieces in any given day, right? Their most successful brand so far has been the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What the hell is that? How the hell does this stupid brand, and I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, how the hell does it have 6 different distributors from 6 different companies and they're all making fucking money? How does that work? How does that work?
I don't
know. It's somebody has. There's some witchcraft there. Something's happening. Like it's insane. Playmates will not let that freaking product line go. They will.
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I know. They keep making the craziest stuff, and it keeps selling. There's something about these little green bastards. They love. People love them. Kids love them. Adults love them. Everybody loves them.
Glow in the dark. How cool is that?
They do glow in the dark. We love this too, but you know what? They come up every now and then. But the reality is, no one's thought about these properties for decades, right? And when then you get a Bandai who tried, right? Freaking and as you said earlier, in the middle of their production run, they said, no, we need to drop them down a scale to save some money. Yeah, just completely kill yourselves because you were at a certain scale, then you dropped it down a scale. Nobody's gonna buy that. They already have Lionel. They already have Tigra. You already bought them at the bigger scale that people want. That's not gonna work, right? And then you release the San Diego Comic-Con red, mirror version of Lion-O, right? Yeah, make a paywall on that too, right? The reason these figures are so expensive now is because again, they only come in runs of 5,000 to 10,000 pieces. You're going to pay a lot more at that level, and nobody else is doing it. So if you're a lover of Thundercats, you're going to pay. Right, you're going to have to pay. That's why this Thunder Tank is sitting here, and it cost me a mint. Right, that's the reason why that happens. But I'm going to call a spade a spade. I'm going to call a spade a spade. Okay, because as much as I love these, as much as I do, I don't need 6 pairs of hands. I just don't. Like, and oftentimes, forgive me, Brian, but oftentimes, I swear to God, I can't tell the difference between this and this. Yes. Like, I can't. What was the difference?
I think they do. I think they have double. I've noticed that a lot where there's like the same pair of hinge. Same pair of hinges that change.
If it is the hinge,
it's this hinge or that hinge.
Right.
Oh, that's what it is.
Here's the problem. Label the damn things. Label them. I don't even look at the freaking hinge. Okay, there's the problem. I need to know that there's a hinge there. Okay, that's number one. Okay, that beautiful. Thank you. Now I understand. I'm going to double check on all my hands now because honestly, half the time people are.
You probably like I don't need these.
Half the time people are packing these they don't even know, right? So now I'm going to check every single hand I have to see if he can do some relief on stressful days. Anyway, no, I hope okay, see.
That just went over everybody's head.
Sorceress got that one pretty quick.
I know what Jay thinks.
Got that one too fast. That was a joke. Okay, that was okay. All right, somebody got it. Somebody got it. Anyway,
Jay,
anyway, let's continue. So I don't need that many hands. Okay, but they have to put them in there because people's mentality. Okay, this is the thing. I'm fine with an additional 2 sets of hands. I'm okay with that. But people here say that's not enough value. That's the problem. So now you end up with like 6 pairs of hands, or sorry, 3 pairs of hands, right? A figure and a whole crap ton of accessories. And you know what? That's fine. I never even use like the other 10 pieces of accessories that 16 guns, 25, I just don't use them. But it's supposed to be perceived value. I look at Snarf and I love Snarf, okay? But let me just put it to you straight. Okay, let me put it to you straight. 5 pieces of candy fruit. Okay, 5. I need the what's it called? I need the candy cane. I need that. I need the freaking big melon fruit. I need different types of candy fruit. They had what, one piece of candy fruit? Like, Brian, come on. There were so many other accessories he could have put in there. So many other accessories. He could have put the little snail when he went to rescue the Thundercats. You know, the little spider, that the one that ate through the door.
Oh yeah.
They could have added the bat. The bat is not that much bigger. You know, you put the bat, which actually carried him to Mumra's lair. I would not even question it at this point, right? Mm-hmm. You know, other than that, I think that a couple of extra piece of candy fruit, and you know what they really need to do. Here's a thought for everybody here. Instead of the bonus pack being like, no, not just the bonus pack. If you're going to release waves, right? If you're going to release waves and you want people to buy them, build a freaking bear. You should build a bear. All right? Yeah. You should freaking build a bear. Okay? By the time you have 5 waves, you've got 3 bears. Okay? By the time you have 4 waves, you have 3 bears. Build a freaking bear. You know, you like, they should start that campaign. Build a bear. Build a freaking bear. You could have had you could have had Robert Bill. You could have had what was her name again? Robert Robbie, whatever the freak. Anyway, the girl, the guy.
The bird means.
Yeah, you could have had a whole freaking Ewok village right now. You could have the entire.
Joe Amaro. I think he did those figures, right?
Yeah, he's done some custom.
They look awesome, right? They really do.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Roberta.
Exactly.
I'm cheating because we have all the vintage figures on our shop page.
There you go. Right?
Joe Amaro did that one.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Right. This is my point, right? If you Robert Bell, sorry. Like Mattel is smart. So Mattel is smart. Hasbro hasn't done it yet. Mattel is smart. McFarlane is smart. They know how to get you. They make you build freaking the one figures you need, the figures you always want, right? Yeah. And then you are guaranteed those sales, right? Because people want the freaking burbles, man. People want burbles, right? Later on,
that's a great point.
Yeah, build a Wolo. Build a Wolo village. You know what I mean? Like little top hats and little coats and everything. Build that. There's so many different races on Third Earth that you could totally build, right? And if I ever get a chance to talk to Brian, I'm going to literally say, why don't you do BAFs? Why don't you do Build-A-Figures? Why don't you? Like, you should totally do them.
I actually, sadly, I don't know. I got to see. I think that video might still be on my channel, but I actually asked Brian about BAFs, and he said he doesn't like BAFs because it's exactly doing what you're saying. It's forcing people to buy figures that they probably wouldn't buy if it wasn't for that BAF part.
Yeah, but you see, that's the key, right?
So he's anti-BAF.
Okay. I'm going to ask him anyway, because here's the thing. Those BAFs are more expensive than any other figure on the market right now. Because there are so few of them. I've had discussions with toy builders already, and they say that if you can fit it on the mold, it's the same cost. So whatever you can fit on that mold, as soon as it's stamped down, you've already got it. So if you're gonna build Lino, if you have Lino, if you have Tiger, if you have Tara, and all these things, and you go ahead and you see here. Okay, so here's another awesome idea, right? a lot of people, and I've gotten a lot of comments on this lately on my last videos. It's like I'm not really a fan of the LJN because I'm all the way in on the ultimates, right? The LJN, it seems to be getting in the way. Blah 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 blah. You know what? Like, put in some baths, like just because then it not only do you get the nostalgia hit right from the LJN style, but now there's a secondary incentive to pick it up because now you need to build a bear. You know what I mean? And now you're actually going
build the bear.
Build a bear.
Well, they're not going to be able to use that specific phrase.
No, sure you can. Why? Why not? Who cares? It's not. I'm not building a stuffed bear. I'm building a toy bear. It is a toy bear. Try me. Fine. How about this? Build a roll bear. Build a roll bear or build a burble. Yeah, build a burble. Sure, let's do it. There you go. Try taking that away.
Hey, you know what? At this point, and I was talking to my friend the other day, is just we've gotten to a point now where all the core cats have been produced. So where do you go from here? You still have to complete the Lunatax. You still have to complete the Berserkers. And then there is a whole slew of, other villains and allies that need to be made. But to continue that formula of 2 heroes, 2 villains, they have to go the toy color route. You know what I mean?
He's mixed it up, right? He's mixed it up.
Either that, or we start seeing variants, like I mentioned earlier, the Arctic gear variants. Like Jay, before you jumped on, I mentioned that probably the next Lionel we'll see is the Coronation Lionel, which will have the cape and the crown head, and he'll probably be pinless, and he'll be more Rankin Bass, more animation accurate. Let's face it, we know they're going to make Lionos, until the line ends, because people are always going to want to buy a Lionel. Not everybody will be all in, but it's getting to that point. Like, what do you do now? Because everything is out. You know what I mean?
For the what's it called? Lunatax will sell themselves. Lunatax will sell themselves. People want Lunatax. Okay. Freaking Tugmug. You know what I mean? Red Eye and who's left? Luna and what's the guy's what's her mount's name? It's anyway, the big the big guy, the really big guy, right? And then there's Queen Luna, right? If you really want to get deep, Queen Luna, right? So yeah, those will sell themselves. But if you're talking about the Berserkers, I got 3 words for you if you want to, because how many Berserkers are left? There's Spin Top, right? Or Spinner, or whatever his name is. I can't remember.
Spinner.
The Tornado, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name. The little guy, right? The red guy who Smasher or whatever, Crusher, and I think that's it, right? There are only 3.
I think Luna's mount is Amok.
Yes, Amok, fine. But there are only 3 Berserkers, right? I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Because we already have Hammerhand, right? So let's go ahead and say that if you want, you can do okay. So there's three Berserkers, 3 Lunatax, right? That's all that's left, right? I got 3 letters that could actually do if you want to do a build a bear or build a burb, build a roll bear, right? Whatever. It's called Snow Meow. Okay, build Snow Meow. Okay,
yeah,
and you can put all the freaking pieces. You can put all the freaking pieces in this collection. Okay, so
that'd be big. Like, what are you gonna do? Could you imagine how big his head needs to be?
It's huge. We're talking about what's it called? They should literally just buy the Battle Cat mold off of the 4 Horsemen.
Matilda.
That's all you need, right? You just need that. You just need that cat. Just buy it off of them, because they bought the other. They bought everything else. I mean, like
I'm making my own Snow Meow. I got the Masterverse Battle Cat, and I just repainted it.
He's big.
I'm gonna make it like light
He's
gray.
way too big.
Way too big.
It's actually in scale.
The Mochi Classics Battle Cat would be the perfect size
I think he's too. I think he's way too big.
Yeah, but Snowman has to sit on that.
No, like Snowman, yes. But remember, in the show, if you actually looked at Snowman on top of Snowman, Snowman was actually pretty small.
Yeah. It's definitely not proportion.
Yeah,
but I agree with you. I think they should definitely do Snow Meow. But there's a lot of other stuff. Look, they still haven't done Safari Joe. They haven't done Demolisher, these are awesome characters.
The driller, you know,
driller. What I mean? One figure that I'm really hoping
I'm gonna cheat because I've got all of them in front of me here.
What about the Amazonian guys, girls? Like
they need the Inflamer. The Inflamer was never made. I've never
the Inflamer.
Did we get the Inflamer? I don't think we've ever.
One that would be awesome for a Build-A-Figure or a deluxe would be Dr. Dome Tome with that big robot frog kind of exosuit thing. But I think that thing's huge because I was just watching the episode the other day and Lionel was in the cockpit with Dome Tome. I think it's like 3 people fit inside that frog. So that thing is massive.
It would have to be a vehicle. Like, you know, they'd have to do that very similar to
King Arthur,
right?
And I mean, King Arthur. There's
King Arthur. I mean, it wasn't even King Arthur though. It was
Mumra with Excalibur.
Yeah, with Excalibur.
Excalibur granted Mumra the power of.
What we need is the ninja. We need the ninja too, right? The ninja, like he's pretty cool. I did like the ninja.
Yeah,
I mean, he only lasted 1 episode, but I mean,
the other one that I think would be amazing if they do it, because they've done some deep cuts, is the Automaton, which is that cyber samurai. That the Lunatax made. Yeah. That would be amazing. I mean, there's so many awesome stuff to pull from. I would love to see. They got to definitely do Claudus. You know.
Yeah.
And Claudus should come.
Claudus, I'm surprised they haven't done. I'm surprised they haven't done Claudus.
What about the drill guys?
Yeah.
Driller. Yeah.
Driller and
Safari Joe for sure. That one's coming up soon. You know it.
A soldier pack, either that or like how they did with the reptilians. I would love the Thunderian Guard. You know, have a couple of different Thunderian Guards. Maybe you could do like one Thunderian Guard body, but with different alternate portraits. So then if you build if you buy multiples, you can have like your own army builder of Thunderian Guards.
Dude, we need the freaking planes for the mutants, dude.
The what?
Oh yeah.
The planes for the mutants.
Yeah, the Sky Cutter.
The Sky Cutter, the Gnome Diver.
Yeah.
Those are things that I expected to see sooner than later because they're more like an electrocharger type vehicle.
Yeah, that's gonna come in 3 pieces, just like the main thing. Pop the wings. That's it.
Yeah, but vehicles are hard. Like a lot, like every toy producer I've ever talked to said, once you get into vehicles, you're taking a loss. Like it's a really hard thing. Like you know, I still haven't picked up the electrocharger, and I want it so badly, but it's way overpriced. I just can't justify picking it up. Yeah. I'm waiting on my credits, Toy Sorceress. I'm waiting on some credits, and I gotta get some credits.
No, it's a really nice.
Get it 10% off.
it's a really nice.
Or actually, no, you could do it. Yeah, do a review on it.
Yeah, that's the idea. It's gonna be a review copy. That's what's gonna
happen. The engineering on the piece is really nice. You could have it with its wheels out. I actually have it here. Hold on.
Hey Jay, by any means, you know at what time the Batmobile is coming?
We're searching for it right now, Carlos.
After
I get off the stream, I'm gonna go into my secret search mode onto Amazon and see.
I'm relying on this young lady to tell me the secrets because
I need that time.
So do I. I need that.
It's part of the sorceress's powers.
Yes, it is. If Keaton Batman becomes a freaking exclusive and he never gets released again, I'm gonna kick myself.
You'll be the first one to get the link.
Oh,
if we find it, don't worry.
Okay, can I be the second one?
Sure, Carlos.
Please. Listen, I need that so bad.
We'll give it to you guys before blasting it out, but I haven't found it yet. I literally got home and then jumped on the stream, so we haven't had a chance to search for it. Right before
I don't get those McFarlane Gold Label releases because they coin a gold label, and it seems like it's so hard to find, but then you can find them easily. So I don't
At Target.
I don't know.
It depends.
Pardon me.
It depends. Like look at like, for example, the Batmobile, dude. Like I have a friend that he found like maybe like 30 Batmobiles in Macy's.
Macy's. I was gonna say Macy's, but I checked my Macy's and they didn't have anything. They had a couple
look at them now.
of the kind of crappy figures, and that was it.
Like,
and then the motorcycle.
Damn, that's crazy.
I think it was
Jay's one of the lucky ones. He still has the Toys R Us.
Oh my god, I know.
You say that,
We're
right?
so jealous of that. Jay.
Look at our prices. That's what you're.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to visit a Toys R Us. Let's put it.
How much is the difference in price?
How much did I pay?
The difference in price. Let's say Marvel Legends, $25 here in the United States.
Okay, so we our dollar is terrible here, right? Our dollar is terrible here. So Marvel Legends up here are $45.
What?
That's not, because they should be only like 25% more.
Equivalent to 45 US.
No, sorry. Let me correct that. Marvel Legends here at Toys R Us are $45. Marvel Legends at Walmart
it should be like 32.
When Marvel Legends in Walmart, when you can find them, are 35. But
I haven't checked the Canadian versus the US dollar.
So your Toys R Us is basically like FAO Schwartz prices.
Our Toys R Us should not be doing that.
So for everybody out there, if you don't know, 75 cents in Canadian is $1 US, or vice versa, $1.25 US is $1 Canadian, right?
Correct.
Oh my god!
So when you buy something with US dollars, it's cheaper. It's 0.75 is the conversion.
45.
But,
so
that means it should be 25% more. So that's $32 for Marvel Legends.
Eternia Playset was painful then.
So one thing I can say, right, is that we have a lot. I mean, like Toys R Us, just in general, stocks a lot. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like they
see your videos. We're all jealous.
Yeah. Now I will say that recently, and I don't know what happened, but recently they started to get their prices lowered back down to where Walmart is, but very specialized figures are still $45 here. So it's really crazy. Star Wars figures, for instance, are just absolutely ridiculous. So yeah,
it's a Star Wars tax, kind of like the Boba Fett tax.
You know, this weekend I was in Orlando because my daughter was in a dance national competition, right? And we went to Universal Studios. Marvel Legends, the retro car ones, they were $55.
What?
They're insane.
That's crazy.
55, dude.
Yeah,
it's the theme park tax.
I mean, you're already paying so much money to be in.
I think all those properties, the ones that have like obviously like a movie behind them, because they're paying Universal for the Marvel, they're paying Disney for Star Wars royalties. So all of those toys, especially in places like, maybe I don't know if it affects Canada or affects places like that, but they're going to be more expensive because of it, and they have less power to kind of control the price because they got to pay those extra royalty fees.
Yeah, with Marvel, it's really tricky because Marvel, Disney sells Marvel Legends for the movies, and then Universal sells Marvel Legends for the comic characters.
Yes. Exactly.
So that's how it works.
But you're still paying those royalties for Marvel and Star Wars properties, right? Because you've got these other entities besides the toy company that's now collecting money.
You know how crazy it was, because Marvel Select, they're like $40 in Universal, and Marvel Legends $55.
That's crazy.
Wow. That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
See, like the pricing.
Jay,
the pricing
I brought
for
out
Super
the
7.
electrocharger.
That's so nice.
So you can
I
see
don't
it.
mind paying the extra money. I mean, of course I mind, but I feel like at least at least Super 7 kind of cares a little bit more for the collector. They're going to make properties of things that nobody else is making, just like Jay said. And, they have the smaller MOQs, so they're going to more smaller factories. They don't have like the big numbers that all, the Hasbro and the Mattels have. And also, they make it easy for us to buy their toys. Their stuff is pre-order. You don't have to sit there and be like, oh my God, this is going up and it's going to sell out in 2 minutes and freak out and then pay a fortune on the aftermarket. No, everybody gets to order in the first 30 days. Whoever wants the toy can get the toy. Brian Flynn made that very clear that he wants to make it easy for us to buy his product. And then they make extra so they can sell on various retailers after they're released. But, being made to order and making it easy for the collector to get his product, to me, taking that hassle out of it makes it worth paying that extra money. And it is a more boutique company. And I like supporting them because I know that they care more about us as adult collectors. Of course, every company is there to make money. That's their bottom line. But they have a different attitude. And I think they care more about our shopping experience. So for that, I'm okay with it, And if that means I have to pay more and they're making properties nobody else would make, just right at you, Brian Flynn. Just keep
definitely they take bigger risks. That's for sure.
Yeah,
like Jay said, with their licensing,
it's going to cost more
properties.
Money.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to note is, we all know that at one point Mattel was going to make the Thundercats line, and I think if you go to Toy Guru's YouTube channel, he had like an image of what the roadmap looked like in terms of their releases, and it was insane. It was like you had to subscribe for a year to get, like you had to literally wait like 12 months to be able to get the entire team. And the way it had broken down things, it was like one core character per wave or per every 2 or 3 months. It was just like, I don't think that Mattel would have gone as far down the rabbit hole as Super 7 has if it was still Matty Collector.
You need to go to Digital.
We would not have a Thunder Tank. We would not have an Electrocharger. We definitely would not have a Cat Slayer coming right now.
No.
Not at all. Not at all. Brian is a collector just like us all. He loves toys. He's a kid of the 80s. He loves the same cartoons we do. So he's bringing us the stuff that none of these other toy companies would dare do. And if that costs an extra price, yes, he takes more risk. He has got a smaller quantity, so it's costing him more money. It's not that he's charging us more money just to make a bigger profit. His costs are more expensive than anything Mattel and Hasbro pay for. So we got to realize that. And to get that smaller boutique toy lines that we're getting from Super 7, then, that's the price we have to pay. But to me, it's like we never would have had it otherwise. I would never have had a brand new version of, Retro Toy Lino in my hands. And for that, I thank him.
Yeah.
I'll get off my soapbox.
Now give me Tiger Sharks.
Yes, and he probably will at some point. We just got Silverhawks. Did you ever think we'd have Silverhawks again? There you go.
I'm pretty sure Tiger Sharks is probably going to get announced at Comic-Con. Like, it's just
probably
because Silverhawks is not going to be as big of a line as Thundercats. There wasn't as many figures in that toy line, so I feel Silverhawks is probably going to last maybe another year or so, and then that's it. So then comes in Tiger Sharks, which is going to be even yet a smaller line, and then they'll pretty much have that Rankin Bass universe covered. I wanted to segue on something because they did post a little segment of their Super 7 Super Show, and they had like that Muppet Josh talking to Brian. And I swear to God, it was really fast. But when Brian was holding that Godzilla, the first thing that crossed my mind was, holy shit, they're doing Hanna-Barbera Godzilla. But it seems like it's the Dark Horse comic Godzilla. Because they kind of got a screen grab of it. And it looks like there's a victim and there's like blood. So it definitely looks like it's not tame like something you would see in Hanna-Barbera. But I think if I were to get, I'm not that big of a Godzilla fan, but if I were to get a Godzilla Ultimates, that would be the one. If they did the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla figure.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a really cool, STCC exclusive.
Yeah, I know we do have Muppets on the way.
But I hope they do Ultimates
like,
in terms.
Ultimates Muppets on the way. I can see it coming. He's already dipping his toe in the reaction figures. I already ordered my Bert and Ernie and the Count, so bring them on. I want like Ultimates size Muppets figures.
Oh my god,
those would be so cool.
For sure.
Big Bird, get me Big Bird.
Give me the Herculoids.
Bert and Ernie gotta be. Yep.
Herculoids, that would be an awesome line. I want Black Star. I want Thundar. I mean, there's so many awesome 80s
lines.
Properties. My friend's dying for Visionaries.
Yeah,
I think that's still with Hasbro. So it's funny, Hasbro out of nowhere they came out with animated Dungeons and Dragons, and that was.
I know that was out of left field.
Yeah, I mean, not the best quality figures, No. With Hasbro, it's kind of weird because, like, right now, I could say, like, without a shadow of a doubt, the best line out there is Classifieds, and it's kind of a no-brainer. It's like Hasbro doesn't have to pay any royalties.
This guy,
that's their in
this
brand,
guy right here, brand new. Brand. This is like
awesome.
The epitome of
Classifieds.
Just having him in hand. Like the denim and stuff on him, the detail, like Polly sits on there perfectly, and this little like tattoo of the shark that they did on his. I'm trying to get that in focus.
Those are fantastic.
I mean, gorgeous job. Every single release that they've had.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll is incredible too.
I
am beside myself, and they're classic versions.
The weirdest thing about Hasbro, in my opinion, is how much of a difference there is between licenses. So if you look at what the Hasbro Star Wars brand is doing, their stuff it's like years behind where Classifieds and even the indie series is, they still have yet to give us extra hands, extra weapons. When you buy a Black Series figure, I don't think you're getting the bang for your buck that you're expecting. If you look at the indie figures, they're the same price as the Black Series. It's Lucasfilm, so I really don't know the logistics of that in terms of.
I think the royalties on Star Wars are much higher.
Much higher, right? But
those indie figures they got to pay. Awesome. I don't know how it works out, but they've got to pay Lucas. They got to pay Disney. There's like probably more hands, in the pocket, charging
more pockets
royalties.
To line.
And so even if they keep it at the same price, that means they can sell less stuff with it. Right, they got to value engineer somewhere.
And the movies are terrible.
Yeah. And then Boba Fett, don't get me started with that. That little vintage collection, vintage colored Boba Fett on card. And Michael was nice enough to send me one because he's super cool. But I saw them in store and they're like $30 or something like that for a 3 3/4 inch figure. That one wasn't that like $34 or something crazy? 29
Target,
20,
insane.
28.
Insane. That's insane for this.
Just to get the same damn figure, but on a blister card, And you know what? That's one thing that I wish Super 7 would have done with the LJN toy color figures. And I mentioned that to Brian. Why don't you throw them on a blister?
Absolutely. I bought this Lion-O to keep closed, but if he was on a blister card, they would have sold a ton.
I think I'm going to make my own. I'm just going to throw them on Photoshop and just print them on a thick card back.
Somebody on Facebook actually was gauging some interest to make some blister cards for, I guess, the vintage figures, but you can put your Super 7 ones.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing.
Or making like Mythic Legion style that you can repack.
Yeah, with the sleeve.
Yeah, but you can slide them out.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the smartest move because there are a lot of people who are. I'm pissed off at a lot of blister packs. I really am actually. Like,
they need to be removable.
Yeah, I want those backing cards. I want them, right? So especially as a collector's item,
kind of faux ones up there, and they're awesome.
As much as I love them, right? I really want them to be able to be reusable because. I spent so much money on this thing, right? And eventually, again, I don't collect for value, but if something happens, heaven forbid, right? I have to, an emergency comes up, somebody gets into an accident, the mortgage needs to be paid. There are options at that point, right? You can actually sell your stuff, and usually when it's in package, it sells for more, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, as a collector, I think about these things sometimes, right? But the reality is, it's also just the beautiful nature of a backing card, right? You just want to be able to put it on your wall and just admire it, right? I mean, look at all these, look at all these exploding.
Oh, you have incredible stuff next to you. Yeah, I mean, this has been done. Every single Ultimates figure is in the same triangular, quad box or whatever.
I got all my animated figures.
This is scarf. Give us a card back with this beautiful artwork on it.
Things that you can
Could you imagine LGN colors?
Yeah. Things that you can repack. That's what you need.
Exactly. But just do it like the Mattel Creations that have the extra plastic sleeve around it that you can pull it off.
They do it on purpose, people. So we buy doubles.
I know.
Well, that was the biggest mistake ever in the plastic-free packaging, giving someone a freaking cardboard box with artwork on the outside. You don't know what's in the box, and Hasbro shot themselves in the foot because they just got rid of a ton of sales from mock collectors who buy 2 or 3 of everything, because then you can just have an empty box on display, and you don't need an extra figure inside it. There's nothing.
Ever since the plastic,
that's probably why they're switching back over to tell you the truth.
They're walking.
I mean, tell me about it with Motu Classics. I was buying one to keep in the cart and the other one to open.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, that's insane. And at the end of the day, I keep just the ones that I have open, just like these ones, the main guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean.
It's an expensive hobby, and it's only going to get more expensive. Worse. But let me ask you guys something. I want to pick your brain about something. So right now, we could say that Brian kind of has full reign with Thundercats because he's the only one that's really kind of doing everything. I mean, we got Iron Studios doing statues and stuff. But what if Mezco would have bust out with, hey, we're doing Thundercats. Because they already did the mega ones, the 10-inch, and we've seen they did Turtles, right? Mm-hmm. They're doing Joes. It's just a matter of time before they announce they have Star Wars, right? So how would you guys feel if Thundercats Mezco 112 were to happen?
Well, I'll do you one better. If Mondo picks it up, I think that's even crazier, right?
Oh yeah, well,
you're talking about the same scale, so it's like,
yeah.
I mean, they're really nice.
If you guys see on my page, I did a rendering. I did an illustration where I kind of just thought out if Mondo were to do one of those boutique approaches to 12-inch, and I did a Lion-O Rankin Bass style, and everybody kind of lost their shit. They were like, "Oh my god, take my money."
Can you share that with us all? I'm gonna look it up right now. But
I don't have access to my IG here, but
I'll get it for you.
Yeah, what's your IG handle? We'll throw Toshas will throw it up.
Yeah,
it's like me, dude. I mean, I don't collect everything, but for example, I get rid of pretty much everything of my origins because I'm starting collecting Mondo.
I'll tag you.
So, it's like whatever you think is if it's better in your collection, and I don't have that much space.
Yeah, exactly, Carlos. It has to fit with what you're collecting now. That's just the way it is. If it doesn't fit, then you know what? If it doesn't make you happy, that's really where it goes.
You need to enjoy what you're doing. That's one of the main things I always tell to, for example, I have a martial arts school, and I always tell that to all my students.
I sent it to you.
The time you don't enjoy this, just leave it.
Yeah.
You have the render.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Did you send it to my Toy Sorceress or the?
Yeah, I sent it to your IG.
To Toy Habits.
Oh no, Toy Sorceress.
Toy Sorceress. That's what I'm looking for. I don't see it. Oh, maybe you're under request. Oh, here you are. I found it.
Exclusive Toy Sorceress. You're so exclusive.
There it is. I am. One and only. All right, let me throw that up on the screen. You guys see it?
Got it right there.
Make it any bigger.
make it bigger.
That's as big as I can get it. Just it's making everything else around it bigger, not the image.
Yeah. So I thought,
can you forward that
if
to
we
me?
got a Mondo Lionel, right?
Hey, Jay, you have a bunch of hands there.
So we got like alternate hands, a bunch of different poses for hands.
Yeah, the hand.
Alternate heads, the telescoping logo coming out of the sword that'll be detachable, the hook coming out with an alternate claw shield. There's like 2 claw shields. And then one thing that's not in that illustration is there would be a removable effect piece that slides onto the sword from when he does the Thundercats hoe.
Yeah, like this thing.
Yeah, I sent that to Mondo, and actually, if you look in my page, I had a live chat with Mondo. I spoke with Peter Santamaria. He's one of the art directors over there, and I brought up, we were talking about the Mondo's Motu stuff, and I told him, hey man, we would absolutely love to have a Thundercats, 12-inch line from Mondo. I think the stuff they're doing right now with Motu Classics is just amazing. It marries everything people like from the Filmation cartoon, from the Motu Classics, and even from the 2000X era, and it just kind of makes this like ultimate version of that character. That Skeletor was just mind-blowingly awesome.
They're making my wallet cry.
You're making your wife cry?
My wallet.
Your wallet.
Your wallet.
I heard wife. I don't know why
I missed the Skeletor. It's a long story, and I screwed up.
Oh my god, that Skeletor!
I'm trying to fix that. Toy Source.
I know Jay nicely is trying to fix that. He hasn't written me an email yet, but I got the whole AM PM mixed up, and I was waiting for my
Jay have his connections
over. Long story, but I missed it by like an hour.
So check this out. We're talking about Cat's Lair, which is massive. How would you guys feel about a 1/6 scale Castle Grayskull?
Stop talking.
Don't do that.
I have no more room. No more room. Just
I'm gonna tell you something. I saw this guy, the photographer for Mondo Masters of the Universe, right?
Oh yeah, Roberto.
Yeah, Roberto. And he posed, and that was really kind of like tricky now that you said that, because he just posted on his Instagram an image of the diorama, and he was giving credits to people, and I was like, okay, so yeah, I mean, you did the diorama to make the pictures and everything, but why you make that post unless there's something coming that has something to do with that diorama? I'm not saying maybe like a huge castle, but maybe some type of display or something like that,
Well, here's what Peter told me, and he said, not to quote him or anything, but
here comes the sad news.
How would we feel about like the entire front of Castle Grayskull, and it's something that you could kind of like mount on your wall, and then the drawbridge opens, and it's kind of like a shelf where you can put your 1/6 scale figures on it. And he told me, like, do you think you could get 2,000 signatures?
Okay, guys, I'm leaving. Bye.
You need like to majorly like mount that on the studs and stuff to make sure it's like
it would have to be mounted legit like a TV, like
here's
you need like a TV mount on the wall.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, like, okay, so first of all, here's the thing. You can't tell me things like that because I'm still looking for a damn Castle Classics. I'm so I've got one on
Jay,
my radar.
I have a loose Classics Castle Grayskull that I know where there is one for you. I didn't know you were looking for one.
Get the hell up! No, don't do this to me.
No, I do.
Okay,
we can talk about it.
Okay,
we can talk about it offline. But there's a local comic shop that's got a snake mountain and a. I'm not going to say anything else.
Shut up.
You wanna hear something? You wanna hear something really crazy?
And I know that I've met the owner. Maybe he can help out.
Oh god damn it!
Oh, okay. You're pet. You want to hear something funny about that
Seriously, I
Castle
can hook you
Grayskull?
up.
I know that.
I'll be quiet.
What'd you say, Carlos?
I pay $170 for the classics Castle Grayskull mini box.
What?
What?
Yeah.
How?
How?
I paid in a website. This guy, what's his name? That he always posts all the Motu stuff.
Was it made out of paper?
Polesmart.
Poshmark?
Yeah.
Really?
What?
A friend of mine, Dan Rice, on Facebook. I was back in the days. I was admin in Motu Classics.
Yeah.
So I knew like a lot of people in the Motu, like community. And then I was like, hey, I'm looking for a Castle Grayskull, whatever. And he's like, hey, dude, I'm friends with Paul Smart. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I think he has a Castle Grayskull. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, let me talk to him and he's going to contact you. So he contacted me through Facebook and he's like, dude, I have a Castle Grayskull mini box. It has just a little scratch on the box, little scratch. And I was like, how much is it? He's like, 170. And I was like, 170 the shipping? He's like, no, 170 the castle shipped to your
You
house.
should have said dollars?
Holy shit.
Like what? Are you sure? Jay lost it.
We lost Jay.
Jay's passed out. Someone needs to go revive him.
I have even an unboxing on that Castle Grayskull in this Facebook page called like the Great Unboxing back in the days. So I did the unboxing and I said how much it was and everything. That was crazy. Really crazy.
Wow.
Isn't it like $1,000 now?
I think it's around 800, maybe 900.
1,200.
Oh yeah.
I remember at one point Mattel had them on clearance for like $240, right?
What?
Yeah, it was like 240.
They had them on clearance. The good old days.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Damn, we really lost Jay. Are you okay?
No, he's not. He's peeling himself off the floor.
Carlos, why did you have to say that?
I'm sorry.
I know. Now, when I tell Jay the price of the one I found for him, he's going to be like, I'm not paying that much money.
No, but I know the castle is really.
He's like, where's one for 170?
I know the castle is really expensive. Back in the days, how much it was? It was $300 initially, right?
I think it was 300. Yeah,
300. It was the base price.
300 plus shipping, right?
It's so weird. This guy, Polesmart, who's his contact on Mattel, dude? Because he has crazy stuff, dude. He gets everything first.
Yeah, there's some people that know people, you know.
I know, it's crazy. But he hooked me up.
Did he have like a warehouse full of them? He can sell us a couple.
Hey, I have friends that they got like super deals with him. That's crazy.
So we know definitely
you got to share his contact with us.
So would we say that we're more excited if Mondo were to do 1/6 scale figures rather than Mezco doing 1/12 collective?
Well, I'm a Mezco collector, dude. So I would love to have a He-Man in 1/12 scale with soft good like Mondo. It's less space. I'm collecting Mondo right now because that's kind of like the ultimate Motu action figure to me, right? But if I have the same quality of action figure in a smaller scale, of course I'm going with the smaller scale. You know what I'm saying?
She's okay.
Yeah.
I hope to.
I'm really worried about Jay.
I know. I'm going to see if he's okay. If he's not, I doubt he'll answer.
He probably segued to a bathroom break.
Hey,
probably.
baby.
I almost did that when I went to look for the tape measure because I had to grab it from the other room.
So I got a question. All of you guys are collecting Mondo, right?
I am.
Yes, except for missing Skelly, but Jay's trying to help me with them.
Do you have the Anti-Ternia He-Man?
I don't, but Michael has him.
Oh my God, that figure it's my favorite figure of the year so far.
Well, I had a little bit of PTSD because my He-Man, my Mondo He-Man, broke in half, and it happened the first day, and I got him shipped to me early before I knew anybody else's was breaking in half. I thought it was just me. Had no idea. I just twisted his waist a little bit, and it went. It was very, very upsetting. And it took me a while to get over it.
Jay's back.
Oh, there's Jay.
Sorry,
Jay, you okay,
man?
Man?
Really worried about you.
He's
just be quiet for a while. I just, I got to be by myself for a second.
Collect yourself.
No,
Jay, when I tell you the price of the one I found, you're gonna be like, no way. Compared to his 170.
No, but this was years ago. This was years ago.
But it doesn't matter. It's in his head. That number's in his head now.
No.
This is like
Big Bad Toy Store was clearancing them out for like $250. So
yes,
it's not like that didn't happen. I already know that happened. As long as Carlos said it was back in the day, I'm okay. If he said yesterday, I think I would have left the stream.
Oh no,
well,
but
that's what I freaked out about. You found that vintage Cat's Lair, or somebody posted a picture of a vintage Cat's Lair in a freaking thrift store for $400.
Yeah, that's didn't last.
And it said complete. They go for like $1,200.
But you know what? Let me. If you're looking for that castle, let me ask around with my contacts and see if somebody's selling a loose one.
As long as I'm willing to talk. You know what I mean? I'm always, at the end of the day, we're all the same, right? I'm crazy. I really am. But obviously, anytime I can get a deal, I'd love a deal.
let me check around.
Carlos might be able to get you a better deal. I mean, I know how much mine is that I saw, not mine, but
at the end of the day, just let me know. Well, again, I'm asking everybody basically, keep on looking for me. I appreciate it.
Okay, now I know you're looking for one.
I'm looking for one. Yeah, I've been looking for one for years.
I've picked up a few Motu classics from that same store for pretty good deals. Let's put it that way.
All right. Well, again, I'm always up for a conversation, and anyway, let's get what were we talking about? Because I left.
We were talking about the whole Mondo, what they're doing with Motu and the possibility of a Castle Grayskull.
Yeah. I love the idea of a fathead. You know what I mean? Real type of idea for a fathead, but and we're talking like nothing on the inside, right? It would
just be like the front.
Yeah, it's just a flat piece. Okay,
right.
I could live with that. The real problem though is, just like anything else, it's got to be. I mean, there you'd have to have that second ledge on the other side. You'd have to have the two towers, and they'd have to have it would have to have enough to put around it, because
more than just the drawbridge.
Yeah, the problem is that, I mean, you could technically
just talking big wall space.
Yeah, I mean, technically you could just have it on a table and do the same thing. Just shove it all the way to the back, and you have all your Motu figures right in the front, right? But that's really the game you play, right? So it's got to be that. It's got to be that kind of thing, right? So I'm fine with it. The real problem there is, how much do they want? Because for just a shell. I'm sorry, if it's just a shell, right? No, this is what I'm trying to say. If it's just a gigantic shell piece, I mean, even if it's like 32 inches, right? Like, even if it's that big, it's just a shell, right? So you can't expect me to pay $300 for a shell, right? If it's a playset, sure, right? I like Cat's Lair, I get it. There's some play value there. But if it's just a shell where all I can do is prop things on top of it, I'm looking at $250 like max. You know what I mean? Like that's what I like. I will not pay past $200 for a shell, right? I mean, what's a good example of that? Well, any of the 80s play sets, technically they're shells, right? Even Castle Grayskull or Snake Mountain right now, they're just shells, right? That's all they really are, right? But it's what's inside the shell that gives it the play value, right? The fact that it's got all these accessories, right? If this thing comes with nothing, right, and it's just the face, then if Mondo says 500, 700, 800. I'm like, no, I'm out. I'm not buying that thing. It just doesn't make any sense. Financially, it doesn't make sense. Playability, it doesn't make sense. That's
talking about that thing. Like, you think that Battle Cat will fit in D12?
Oh yeah.
The Mondo one?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's gonna be tight, but
it'll be tight. He's gonna be like this, with those little paws like up against the glass.
Yeah, it'll be tight.
How wide is it gonna be?
The tail is gonna be your biggest problem, right? The tail is gonna be your biggest. You got to figure out what to do with the tail. But other than that,
you might have to put him on top of the D-Tough.
Yeah,
like on the top, not inside.
But I think he'll fit.
So he can stick out a little.
You think will fit inside the D12?
Well, it's got to be diagonal.
I don't know.
Diagonal.
It's got to be diagonal, and his nose is going to touch the door. Like that's.
I think he'll fit, but I don't think he'll fit with He-Man riding on top of him.
Oh no, he can. No, he can.
Well, can you adjust the shelves like that? We can adjust the shelves, right?
Yeah, you have to take away one of the shelves. That's the only problem.
Well, like what I did with I did that with Galactus. I took one of the shelves.
Yeah, you know what you can do, Carlos? You can make Battle Cat. Do the
hind legs thing.
Yeah, the hind leg thing, right?
Really?
Yeah. You could they show some shots in the on Mondo.
Yeah, where he's
you gotta buy. You have to buy a transparent thing to hold up his chest, right? That's the problem, because he's gonna fall over. So you got to buy something to prop him up, like this. Either that or make some wire holders, right? Because that's the only thing. Like you can make him go like rah, right? Like he does in the show, right? But you gotta be creative with it. That's
you gotta have something to prop it up.
Yeah.
I may need to do that. Yeah.
So definitely
it makes a clear little stand for it. Can make some money.
So definitely
when he's gonna chip. It's shipping this month, right?
Yeah, it should be shipping this month.
That's what they say, but they've already delayed it once, so we'll see what happens. Because again, shipping from China is getting really weird right now.
The delay, I think, was a minor thing. They just needed to slap a paint inspection sticker on the box.
Oh,
it's pretty much all ready to go.
Also, it's already packed.
It's already packed. It was just because in California they're big sticklers for like the chemicals in the paint and stuff. So
so it was stopped at the board. It was stopped. It was already landed, but
no, it's not here. It's over there, but they just got to put those stickers on them. That's all they were waiting on. Right. That's what I heard. So it's gonna be. I think probably at the latest mid-August we should get ours. They should be shipping soon, very soon.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
So the general consensus here is we would rather have a Mondo 12-inch Thundercats line instead of Mezco 112, right?
I can go either way actually, because I don't have room. I'd rather have something that takes up less space.
Yeah, I will go with the space.
Yes.
So you'd go more with Mezco.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you can get 3 Mezco figures or 2.5 for the price of 1 Mondo.
I don't want
around 100, 125.
That's a point.
And Mondo's inching up to 300, right?
I wouldn't expect what Super 7's doing for Mondo to replicate, but oh my God, you imagine a 1/6 scale Mumra, the Ever Living, or like just a core.
Not character. That I wouldn't buy it if they made them, but you're asking which one.
It's gonna be the size of Galactus.
Not that big.
No, he'd be as big as Beastman.
No, Beastman. He would probably be about 14 inches tall.
Yeah, he'd be huge.
He'd look like Thanos, like the Hot Toys Thanos.
Yes, he would look like that. Yes.
Yeah, Thanos is huge.
Yeah, it's a big one. But
I think that the biggest Hot Toys I ever seen is the Hydra Monger, right?
Oh, the Hydra Stomper?
The Hydra Stomper, yeah.
That's the one from the What If animated series. I think there's bigger. The Hulkbuster.
Yeah, but there's also the Iron Man gimbal, right?
Which one?
The Iron Man gimbal's massive.
The Iron Man gimbal.
Yeah, the suit when he puts on the suit. It's
yeah.
Okay, yeah, the actual thing.
the stage.
Yeah,
that thing is humongous.
That thing is just gigantic.
They've Hot Toys has done some stuff that's just preposterous in terms of like scale.
So in terms of scale, how big is Mumra like life size compared to Lion?
Are you gonna get a life size Mumra?
So Lino actually stands almost 7 feet tall, right? They're cats, right? They're actually huge. Mumra, he's like 10 feet tall. He's massive.
So maybe Lion is
like this is
around his shoulders, right?
This is accurately scaled, and he's kind of crouching in a way. So
he's definitely like, he's even taller.
I would say like 2 heads taller than the average characters.
Yeah.
So Mumra would be a big boy. But that's what I would be happy with that if they could do the main mutants and the main cats in that really high end Mondo style.
That would be great. I'm all in.
I'm right there with you. I'm all in myself. Yeah.
You know, like I'm all in with that for sure.
So I guess we'll be checking those feeds to see if Super 7 drops any other teasers in the next 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure they will be, because they can't just let the well go dry for 2 weeks and then here's Cat
That's
Slayer.
A long time to stretch it out, given the cadence of like leaks and teases we've been getting, right?
I know. I have a feeling
days.
I have a feeling that they're going to do some sort of teaser like they did today with the Godzilla product, where they'll probably show it really quickly. They'll show it really quickly.
You have a friend there that's crashing
in the background, but they won't talk about it. It'll be just like Puppet Brian talking about, Thundercats. You know what I mean? They'll probably showcase more of Wave 9. But yeah, I think it's not the last we've seen of it till Comic-Con, because like you said, Toy Sorcerers, I don't think it makes sense to like let the well completely go dry for 2 weeks. That's
but they probably should have started the teases a little closer to it, right?
This last tease was not even a tease.
Maybe you just got excited.
It was, I think, the first image they showed us, but they just lightened it up, So
it was exactly the same.
They didn't show us anything new in that one. A lot of people just did that with their.
Maybe they're gonna. Well, we just did it on Photoshop, right?
Yeah, image adjustment, and that's it. But yeah, it's been really awesome kicking it with you guys. Absolutely amazing time to be a Thundercats fan. For those of you who are watching, if you're into this line, these are really awesome too. These are the Sparrow toys. I got this one, which kind of resembles. This is.
I love that one.
Atreyu. That's Atreyu.
We have him too, right?
I put the alternate head on him, so he looks a little more like Lionel. But
that's the one of the three head pack, or the
3-head pack, the Hero 3-head pack. And nice. I love the versatility on these things. I wish the Super 7 figures were this articulated. I mean, this.
I ordered those twice from Amazon, and both times after a week or two they canceled my orders for
no
kidding me.
That's
just get them
when they're about to ship.
That sucks.
I ordered him, and I ordered what's the tiger guy? I forget his name.
Tiberius?
The one that looks like a tiger. Yeah, Tiberius. Yep, those two exact figures, and they kept canceling my order twice.
That's
just get them from Sparrow Shop. They had a.
I should.
They had a 4th of July sale the other day. It was 10% off.
Jason and William, the owner, they're like amazing people. We know them really good.
I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I have an extra pail and an extra Kali that I'll be doing a giveaway on. So, I'll let you know. I'll link you whenever I do the announcement. But I'm probably going to do a raffle live on YouTube in the next week or so. All right, guys. So thanks a lot for joining me. It's been awesome. Thanks for hanging. And thank you all for joining us in the fun. And let's just keep checking out those feeds and see what else we see for Thundercats till Comic-Con. The countdown begins.
Heck yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Take care, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Can't wait. Bye, everybody.